Welcome to the Doc podcast, where voice notes turned into a podcast and place is perspective. I'm Nicole Mayberry. I'm based in Washington, D.C. I'm a cultural geographer and interdisciplinary scholar. I met Brett in grad school, and we've been friends ever since.
And I'm Brett Goldberg. I'm based in Orange County, Southern California. I am a student affairs professional that does both survivor services on campus as well as community building programming. And I met Nicole in grad school, was very intimidated by her at the beginning, and it turned into a really incredible friendship and academic partnership.
If only I could still be intimidating, it would be pretty cool. Brett, we started this podcast. I feel like we should tell folks why we're here, just give a little bit of insight into what this whole thing is about and where we're going to take folks this season. We say that our podcast originated out of voice notes, which for me feels exactly right.
Well, I think you suggested the idea that we start doing voice notes to one another, that was a format that you had used with other friends. We were often meeting regularly over Zoom, doing revisions on both of our books. And sometimes we had thoughts that were related to the work, that were personal, that were just goofy, that sometimes you need more space than your thumbs will allow you to do in a text message. And so we
1000%.
started sending each other long voice memos that you would refer to as a podcast. And so then one day I opened up one of my voice notes and said, "Hey, Doc, it's Doc. Welcome to the Doc podcast." We thought, hey, we like listening to each other. Maybe other folks will like to listen to us as
Maybe
well.
someone else will love our smooth, silky voices, or at least yours, Dr. Brett. So yeah, this is our first season. It's pilot season. Think of it that way. We are young, scrappy, hungry, looking for sponsors. Part of the premise of the podcast is that we want to bring in this geographic lens of placing ourselves, or if you imagine a boat at the dock arriving, sort of getting to someone's dock, getting to someone's perspective.
So this season, Nicole is going to dock us in some really interesting places, beginning with thinking about how we are all living through fascist times. And that reality is actually experienced in really mundane and sort of banal ways. And then we will be talking about the American dream, and we'll see a lot of connections between fascism and the realities of the American dream and capitalism. And then our final Nicole doc will be this kind of personal tension that is often experienced by folks who are really driven to succeed, to create, to do new and interesting things. But then also sometimes we just want to run away and open a bookstore and live a quiet, cozy life.
Dr. Brett is going to start off the podcast hot and heavy, describing some very topical cultural moments, kind of this idea of loving the art, hating the artist right now in this cultural moment of trying to figure out what kind of art they like, art being good, but maybe not necessarily being in alignment or supporting the artists who are making those creations. We're also going to be talking about the obsession with self-care culture. Dr. Brett's going to be talking to us about mental health as a response to that and some of the selfishness that comes out of that in what we are broadly describing this season as sort of a world on fire. Dr. Brett's also going to be taking us through relationships, patriarchy, capitalism, dudes that are pretty mid, and what it means to be in mediocre relationships, despite those being maybe not as fulfilling as they should be in the context of the loneliness epidemic. So I think we've got some pretty dense topics at times, but for our listeners, if you're just joining us in season one, the purpose of the Doc to Doc is to bring a thoughtful conversation in the way that we would send each other voice notes, but also it's flooded with memes and cultural references. If you were in the group chat with us, you would see a heavy note from one of us about blah, 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 the world is on fire, shakes fist in the sky, and then some kind of meme.
Yeah, it's some big topics, but also some big feels and lots of laughs along the way.
Stick with us for the Doc to Doc podcast. We're excited that you're here, and stay tuned. Episode 1 is coming out soon.